This is some quality underwear.
I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk.
Hey Kubos, what's up? Finally here today, Final Fantasy Talk, and today we're gonna talk about some more Final Fantasy 7 Remake talk today. And today, as you see for the title, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate on this video, because that's usually what I get a lot on these type of videos when I talk about Final Fantasy 7. Because Final Fantasy 7 is such a freaking hardcore little brat fan opinion based video game. So today, what we're gonna talk about is how Final Fantasy 7, sorry, will be freaking different compared to the original one for sure, because the remake, obviously the remake is gonna have beautiful, insane graphics. So of course that's a good change. That's a very good change. But also in the past, 3-4 months now, when we've been getting off and on news about Final Fantasy 7 and then Final Fantasy 7 at E3 and everything, we've been getting a lot of news from the Square Enix directors and everybody from Square that Final Fantasy 7 will be being made in a very different way. And for example, for the battle system probably won't be turn-based anymore. It's probably going to be more of an action-based battle system. So that's one thing that will be very, very huge and very different from the Final Fantasy 7 game, is that the battle system probably won't be turn-based in the original Final Fantasy 7 turn-based battle system at all. Another one is for the story. The story will obviously the gist of the main story is obviously going to be the same. That's basically saying, okay, that's not Final Fantasy 7. That's a different game now. No, that story will still be the same, but there's also going to be different story or new story within the story that we already know. And who knows what that means? That means could they change something up from the old story to make it more sense? Could they add in something at the ending to explain the ending more? Could they add in more like side quests and everything to the story to explain characters more? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to Final Fantasy 7 Remake. They're adding a new story, and it doesn't. And who knows how that will reflect on the old story that we know for Final Fantasy 7. Who knows what that could be. Also, another thing as well is the materia system. They haven't really mentioned the materia system at all. Now I'm pretty sure that they're gonna keep that 100%. You can't have, honestly, to me that's probably one of the main things for Final Fantasy 7 is materia. Materia, it's all over the story. That's what you collect, that's what you use, that's what Yuffie steals. That's just what it is in Final Fantasy 7. So I'm pretty sure the materia system will be there, but that'll probably be completely different. Who knows, however you're gonna change or equip it or get it or whatever, that's probably gonna change as well. Also, another thing is weapons. The weapons, different variety of weapons and everything, which I'm down with, because I love different weapons and everything, and getting harder weapons or whatever. Also, side missions. They could add in more side missions and harder side missions, because we all know that Ruby, okay, maybe not Ruby, actually kind of Ruby, an Emerald weapon was a piece of cake. Okay, so let's add in, let's add in Sapphire Emerald, huh? Let's add in Sapphire weapon, huh? And don't let him get destroyed by the cannon. Let's fight him, huh? Why not? Sapphire, Diamond, Ruby, Emerald. Why not? Huh? I think it'd be actually pretty cool as well. You know what? Add Pearl weapon in there. Add another weapon in there. Why not? I think they could do something like that, because they're adding in stuff into the Final Fantasy 7 Remake. A lot of people don't like that at all. For the characters, I talked about this before and everything, where Tifa changes or whatever, and for the original costumes and everything, I hope they keep the original costumes, and especially Tifa. Okay, that's Square. If you're watching this video, please keep keep Tifa's original outfit, please. You'll be doing us a very good favor, please, and thank you. But yeah, the outfits might change. But if you see the Final Fantasy 7 remake kind of teaser trailer or whatever, you saw Barret, you saw Cloud, and it does look like they have the original outfits on. Anyway, for Barret, if I know 100%, Cloud, you can kind of guess that. But for Final Fantasy 7 remake is going to be different, and it will be different. And I don't think people got that, because whenever you go on Final Fantasy 7 videos and everything, people are going to say, no, I want the original Final Fantasy 7. It's not going to be the same. Blah 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 blah. I understand that. But this is a remake, you know. And also, one of the good reasons why Square Enix is making this game, and I completely 100% agree on this thing that they said, that the Final Fantasy 7 remake is not just for the old fans, it's for new fans that haven't even touched Final Fantasy 7 at all. And old fans might be like, oh, well, they're not getting the good version, the old original version is the best. Yes, but for the new Final Fantasy fans have been coming into this community, and I'm sorry you have to deal with a lot of hate, because there's a lot of hate on this community. We're probably the most hated community in the whole gaming community, honestly, because we're all little bitches about their opinion. You know, not me at least, but I know some YouTubers, or a lot of YouTubers aren't, but there's a lot of other people that are not like that. But anyway, we're probably one of the most hated communities. But for those new people that are coming into Final Fantasy that's only played like 13, maybe 14 or whatever, and only played, you know, the 15 demo or whatever, those people, you know, they're kind of used to that kind of action Final Fantasy game. So Final Fantasy 7 remake will just be kind of like that as well. And honestly, for the old fans like me and everything, I want something new. I don't mind anything new, and it's just a new taste, and it's just a new priority of Final Fantasy 7. It gets me more excited. It's not the same thing over and over again, and I think it's pretty cool. Now, don't get me wrong, I love turn-based Final Fantasy. I hope they kind of do bring it back in the future for Final Fantasy, like 16, 17, on. I hope turn-based comes back just a little bit in a way, because turn-based I love turn-based. You know, 10 is the most turn-based Final Fantasy game. That's just my game right there. So I hope turn-based doesn't go away forever, but for Final Fantasy 7, 15, and so on, it's not looking like that so far. And yeah, Final Fantasy 7 will be pretty different. So anyway, Kubos, you let me know in the comments below what you think about all these little changes that we know so far. Maybe not about the costumes or whatever, but we know the story is changing, we know the battle system's changing, we know that more stuff is being added to the game, and we know, and don't get me wrong, you know, not everything in the game's changing. Square did say, don't worry, the old feeling of Final Fantasy 7 will be there as well, so don't worry about that. But anyway, Kubos, you let me know in the comments below what you think about this. And yeah, so anyway, Kubos, hope you enjoyed. I'm Final, and I'm out. Kubo, see ya. Kubo.